episode here at Live Chat, and we are always grateful that you give us time to get into your sitting rooms and to just commune and share with you. Today is a bit different on set today. You will see later that today I am joined by uncles and my fathers. And today we just want to be able to talk about something that as a generation and even as a culture, we have not yet embraced as much. Sometimes we see things manifesting in our lives, but we are not able to put a finger to it to understand where the origin or the genesis of what we do and how we do things comes from. So today we will get to be able to understand this thing known as father wounds. And father wounds, not in the literal sense where you can be able to touch a physical wound, but it's mostly emotional. But before we get to delve into that, we are grateful for Asiana for giving us a beautiful venue. And we encourage you to just take time with your family to come and enjoy amazing and great family time. And also just to hold small events like birthdays, baby showers, and enjoy a beautiful scenery. Now we get right into it. And before we talk about anything else, I would just like to invite my guests on set so that you can get to know them. Hello and welcome. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you very much. David Kimani is my name. I'm father of four, entrepreneur. So love working with men, and I thank God that I was working with lots of young people. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be back.
Thank you so much for making time for us again, David. And it's always lovely to have you on set.
Awesome.
Thank you.
My name is Anthony Canary. I'm a father of two, one on the way. I'm a minister, Real Life Fellowship in Donholm. I also work with a lot of young men, and I'm also an entrepreneur. So thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming today, Anthony. Looking forward to all the wisdom that you are about to share with us today.
Wow. My name's Martin Onyango Oluwala. This is my first time, and I'm overwhelmed, impressed, and grateful that you called me. I'm a father of two. I have two boys. I'm an entrepreneur. I do events management. And I also work along with the boys. At CITAM, we have the beard that we try and nurture and bring up our boys in terms of getting to know how to be good men. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Martin, for making time. I began by saying that today is a unique setting. Like everybody can see, everyone that is here, I could probably call you my father or my uncle. So I'm really trying to wrap my head around how this is going to be, but I'm really so excited about what you have to share today. Right into it. I would want to be able to understand the importance of a father in the lives of their children. And most specifically, let's also touch a bit more and linger a bit when it comes to the importance of a father figure in the life of a boy.
Wow. Okay. Fathers are important. A father, let me start with this, is one who calls out the man in the boy. Therefore, the manhood of any child, of any boy, is actually based on the father and how he calls it out. But backtrack to the question, the importance of a father in a child. Every father's role in a child is to actually grow identity and security of a child. A father has 5 things he's supposed to play in a role of a child. He needs to be present, provide, protect, be the priest, and be the prophet. Each of those done well gives a child a sense of identity and security. So you know who you are, and knowing who you are, then you also have a sense of belonging, and you're secure in yourself. And therefore, you don't go looking for, you don't go looking for things to make you feel, I'm safe and all that. And so that happens for boys and girls. Yeah. So a girl knows she's beautiful. She knows she's great because her father has done his part. A boy knows I am a great man. I'm going to be something great because his father has played his part. And so if that is not done, then there's an issue about that. In a boy's life, therefore, what happens is that boy will be everything the father calls him to be, or if he's not there, he keeps looking for it. And so I know you had many definitions of manhood, from doing offerings and other activities you do. There are processes to that, but a father plays the biggest role in a man. And understanding the child needs to understand that manhood is a responsibility. It's not based on an activity. And therefore, how does he learn that responsibility? Is by watching the father, by the father being there. And that starts off that journey. I don't know, maybe my good friend here.
Anthony, would you want to add something to what David has said?
I'm the father of 2 girls, but I've worked with a lot of young men, and one of the things I've realized, the importance of a father, as he has alluded to, as David has alluded to, is being present. And the importance of being present is because your son models you. You don't have to speak to him. He will copy you. He will watch and do exactly what you do. And I have even observed with some of my neighbors how their children behave. And to 99%, I'll tell you how the father behaves by watching your child.
By watching the child.
Yes. Whenever you see a child misbehaving in a neighborhood, bullying, just know that there are problems in that home. Yes. Those are not things they pick outside. They'll pick inside the house. So it is very, very crucial for you to model manhood to that child. And as I said, it's in everything you do, unfortunately. Your child will watch, and especially the boy. He will watch and copy.
And then he will copy. I like what you have said, but because you have mentioned that you have 2 daughters,
Yes.
how different is it, do you feel,
Yes.
as having at one point being a son
Right.
to somebody, but
Yes.
now you're a father to daughters?
Yes.
How different do you feel it is to be a father to daughters
Right.
than to be a father to sons?
As I said, with boys, they copy. Girls, as you very well know, they're communicative. I mean, I was preaching and I told the congregation that one of my daughters, my youngest daughter, will have a conversation at night. So she'll go to sleep. When she wakes up in the morning, the same conversation carries on. It's like she didn't stop. The first time it happened, it freaked me out. I'm like, what? So
I thought we'd already completed this.
But in her head, she didn't have closure. So with girls, it'll be more of what you say, and especially in relation to their mom. So they'll watch and listen to how you relate. And now one of them is 10, the other one just turned 5, and they're even giving me relationship advice.
Well, you have to hand it to girls to be communicative.
So they are communicative. But with boys generally, we are not that, even sanguines or present sanguines we are not as talkative. We actually tend to talk more out here than we even do in our own homes. And I believe that is across the board. I keep telling my wife that yes, we are both talkative, we are both people, we love people, but in my house, I can honestly tell you I don't talk. It's a safe space for me. There'll be conversations going on around me with the girls. I'll be there and I'll be listening. So the girls, you guys will talk. And you'll tell me, and they'll even notice things that I'm doing for their mom that are good. I'm yet to understand what's going on. Because they'll make comments, they'll be like, that's nice. They'll even tell their mom, do this for dad. But with the boys, you'll never hear that. The boys will watch and model.
And they will model and emulate what you do as a father.
Let me use it as an example. I have a son. He's 10. And one day I'm just seated, and then he picks the Bible and starts reading. And I ask him, oh, boss, you're reading the Bible? And he says, yeah, I've watched you reading. Wow. And I'm like, whoa. And I was like, wow. And he does that. He'll pick his Bible and read, and he'll come and tell me, no, I'm reading the book of Mark. The other time he was reading the Acts, and he was like, hey, this is drama here.
And how old is your son?
He's 10.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm thinking, wow, what if I was not? If I was not. And I think, and he's right, the boys watch much more, and they'll be like the father. And the thing about the girls is that what they're watching the father be or do is most likely what will get the man in their lives later to do or be. So I normally say every woman will marry a man like the dad. Or she hates the dad, the total opposite, and unfortunately, subliminally, trying to make him like the dad. Because that's what she has seen, and that's what she knows.
And that's what she knows.
Exactly.
And before we delve into that, I just want to be able to get Martin's perspective on the importance of a father, and we will come back to that. So I would want to hear from you, Martin, the importance of a father in a child's life.
What I would say is a father is like a mentor of that boy. And I remember my life also with my boys. When I lost a mom, I remarried again, and I also was blessed to have 2 more boys and 1 girl. And the person who made me actually be like a father was a young man who came into my life, who was so young, and I realized he became so close to me. Just like you're saying, he'd want attention, and I think maybe he had missed that. And he'd want attention all the time, and at times you sit and you just want to do your thing, you just want to read your newspaper, and will not give you that chance. He'd come and close your eyes and like, no, what are you doing? And I realized that everything that I used to do, he started copying. Look at the point. And even my second born child, I think he saw me on TV, and at some point he told me that, Dad, I would really want to be one day on TV. And when the chance came, and he was called at Hope TV in children ministry, when he came back, he told me, Dad, you know what? I was better than you. Did you see
Oh.
me? I said, no, you didn't beat me. But yeah, when you started, you were nashing. And like I realized, at times, a lot of these things that we do without knowing have great impact into their life. And I think that is just the road we need to take as men. We need to try and mentor these young men because that's the arm they're missing as fathers. Because most of our fathers now, with the broken relationships and everything, it's eroding. The boy father leadership is eroding. Only guys who are more so in charge, who understand the teaching. But if you look at it again, as I say, go outward. Forget about the church. What about those boys who are being brought with fathers who are out drinking and doing everything? They don't have that sense of touch with their children. And that's where, again, we're getting all this commotion in terms of a boy child losing out in life. And still, I would set myself as an example. My firstborn, at some point, I lost him in life. And this, I'd say the truth, I lost him in life. When we used to live with my wife, and see, at times you'd want to beat him just to teach him. But him being the only son, the protection came from the mother. You get the point? That you don't like my son. Why do you keep on shouting to my son? And with that, we slightly lost him. I'm currently working on a relationship with him. At the age of 22 is when you're trying to build back that father and son relationship, which still I'm praying that it really need to work out. And having been in that boat, I've realized that damn, we need to be very, very sensitive on how we handle boy child. Because other things we've forgotten as fathers, and we've tend to let them lose through what we went through with our fathers. Our days we were not so much intimate with our children. Get the point? Because maybe you realize you have a family of 10, 5 boys, 5 girls, who's to be given attention. But nowadays we've narrowed down families, realize like all of us at our age, we have like
Two
two
children, three
children, and now
tops.
we have 5 children. But you see, by virtue of remarrying, but look at it this way, that it's still bottoms up to 2. No one wants to enter into a relationship and have like 3, 4, 5 children, and we end up saying the life is hard. But why is it hard? Because we also missed a lot in that kind of bringing, and we didn't notice that at times it was even good to have more and to have a bigger family that you can actually share and ground yourself together in how do you articulate as a father to make sure that your family is
That your family goes strong. I like that, and we will get to pick up from right where you have left, and that is after the break. Be sure to not touch that dial. We'll be right back.